This is the reptilian brain. Okay, there are six major parts of the reptilian brain. 12 nerves. You have a third eye, which equals the thalamus. You have the fourth eye, which is the pineal gland, the back of the head. You have the fifth eye, which is the hypothalamus. You have the sixth eye, which is the corpus callosum. Okay, to be what you consider fully enlightened is when you have awakened all six parts of the reptilian brain. Okay, in the 12 nerves, the reptilian brain has cerebral hemispheres and 12 cranial nerves. All right, the third eye, and these are other parts, can be seen with the naked eye below in your brain. The chemetic science were highly This Kemetic scientists were highly aware of their reptilian ancestors and that they possessed the self-discipline it would take to achieve such states of enlightenment, which is indeed where your receptors in your brain begin to shoot more flashes of energy through the system, which allows for 120 degrees or 180, however you wish to do it. I do 120 degrees, 120 degrees at each energy signature. So when you are going through the process of awakening, the process of your third eye opening up would be like a natural thing. So as you progress, you become more naturally aware of this energy right here. And the signs of your third eye waking up is you get pressure right here, you feel vibrations in your head, you get this, like for me, my third eye and stuff like this is growing extremely big. My perception is growing bigger. And this is giving me the presence of what I feel like is a beak growing out of my head. It's like a big old, it sometimes it hurts when you're doing this. You can consciously develop this through meditation and try to open it, or you can take psychedelics, as some people do. I often take psychedelics, which is pretty much the easiest way to get everything done. I'm a Terrence McKenna knot, the psychonaut. So that's how that pretty much works, and this goes into the complexities that I understand because I understand fractals and different things, and have traveled quite far in my mind, outside my body. So yeah, as we were saying. So yeah, usually as you begin to awaken, or you get to use this thing more, it gets sharper, and and essentially that's the symbolic of the piercing through here with your kundalini. The kundalini is your spine. So as you can see, this your spine has to hit here in order for it to come here. So you'd have to raise your kundalini. So being a Jedi is somebody who has conscious control of the energy that is dormant within them, and they can raise it, they can maneuver it at will, they can do the things consciously. This is being a master of kundalini, or one of the elements of the force in our science that we call. This is not spirit science, this is soul science. We do the science and complexities of the soul. The soul is something that is developed over many lifetimes. And essentially the science of it is developed over many lifetimes. So the soul is not a simple thing. The soul is actually very complex because you have a soul matrix. So there's multiple cubes within cubes within cubes, and we'd spend thousands and eons trying to figure it out. But I was just trying to bring out, the main things. Okay, so the other eye and these other parts can be seen with the naked eye below your brain. Below in the picture, I have it below in your brain. The reptilian ancestors, talked about that. Your brain, which indeed, the state of enlightenment is when your brain receptors, when the receptors in your brain begin to shoot more flashes of energy, and you're using more parts of your brain at once. So, you're using more parts of your brain. This system allows for 120 or 180 degrees at each eye, or energy center of awareness, for 720 degrees vision. That means you're seeing spiral. okay, becomes 1080 degrees wisdom, and you obtain that through 100% experience, and 112% discipline. So this is for those who wish to navigate out of mass consciousness. We are in a state of mass consciousness as we speak. So a lot of people, everything's blending into each other. A lot of people's thoughts aren't their own thoughts. A lot of people have spirits that are not their own spirits. Everything is as the veil, like in the video I said, in the videos, in the Ether War videos. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. This is a YouTube Church of the Awakening Star Seeds one for your guys' understanding of third eyes and stuff, and the basics of that. So in the parts of the reptilian brain. So I went over that in another video, but this is just quick overview. So yeah, in the video I explained that all these veils, everything will dissolve and everything will be blended in, and everybody can go into other people and go out of people and all this stuff. So you have to be very guarded in these days, and this is why I'm always wearing something like this, because people will try to tap into you. They try to tap into your light, and you don't want that. So you need to be able to hide, conceal. And I'm here to show you the different ways and the different techniques that are that have not been introduced in this reality yet. So this is for those who wish to ascend out of and navigate out of mass consciousness, the realm of all thoughts, where everybody's thoughts connect and stuff like that. This is where people channel information from, is mass consciousness. So I told you guys about mass consciousness. You drop information in the sun, you can go through another sun or whatever, and you can get to mass consciousness or some shit like that. Into higher and higher realms, as I've stated before, when one is asleep, one begins to access their own personal stargate. I got a picture of that as well. I posted it in there. I'm gonna go into a small video on that. So your consciousness as you sleep shifts into the back of your head, and this is the gateway through the chambers, through right here, your temples. And as you walk in, you walk into your chambers, you go into your temple. There's an actual temple inside of here, as you will be able to see. And I have a video on personal accessing your temple. And then you go here, and boom, you're inside the pineal gland. And that's how your consciousness shifts. Okay, so as one becomes fully enlightened through the learning of how to consciously shifts one consciousness into higher functions. So it's kind of like a stick shift, like you can shift it into higher functions. So this is why some people see me moving at like light speed, and then I'll shift and slow down and move up again, and I'm shifting consciousness. That's also a form of channeling too. We'll get into the various ways of channeling, but that's not necessarily channeling as in you're pulling energy or you're allowing spirits inside of you or you're tapping into anything. I've never had any spirits inside me besides my own soul. So yeah, I mean, I might have had a couple walk-ins, but I dealt with that shit real quick. So yeah, that's probably about it, I think. Yeah, think about having pass by, not even a walk-in, but pass by. Like, so, yeah, you be careful with what you guys are housing inside your temples. I wouldn't advise, let everybody inside your temple. So, definitely. So, you're not aware of how you shift your consciousness. The consciousness naturally will slip to the back of the head, and this is something you do already. Since you're not aware of how you shift your consciousness at will, you will go into a lucid state or a channel state. Okay. The thing about a channel, right? Okay. In order to receive a channel, somebody has to be broadcasting that channel. So who's broadcasting the channel if it's not coming from you? If it's not coming from inside of you, if it's not full of the passions of your root and the confidence of yourself, then what are you really doing? That's my concern for a lot of people when they talking channeling, tapping in, and all this stuff. Because I just sit and observe a lot, and I've been observing for years. So the past time frame that I've been online and talking and speaking, like I sat back for a long time, and I still sit back and watch. Like watch everything. And so I see how spirits work and how they enter in people and how they use people and all this stuff. Um, and I'll show you how to seal your body off. That's what the mudras and stuff are for, is to seal off your chakra. So these little parasites or these things and spirits can't live inside you. Now I did have the ancestors inside me, some etheric ancestors. That was interesting. But yeah, literally like also ate my friends once. That was fun. Not literally. The art of consuming something to let it inside you as if you were a realm. So if you understand that you're a realm, you can allow another being inside of you, is what I'm saying. So I am a big giant realm. So we were having fun on a trip or whatever, and they came inside me, and you gotta, evacuate them out. So definitely you gotta evacuate them out. You gotta exercise them out. I'm not gonna go into details how you get people out, but yeah. If you are a realm and you have a higher consciousness and you are over soul and people travel into you, then you already understand that concept. So yeah, as one begins to be fully enlightened, they can shift it and they can learn it to tap into higher frequencies. The pineal gland is located at the back of the head. This is how you exit in and out of this reality. When you go to sleep, your consciousness shifts to the back of the head. You go into your own personal reality, your own personal realm in mass consciousness. And from there, you can travel off into other places. These things we speak of are very physical and very real. Okay? Very physical and very real. This is the thing with spirituality. People they want to kind of base on the air of it. That's what I call it, kind of air. It's like, I can't see air, but I breathe it. Okay. I can't see myself without looking in a mirror. Reflection. I can't see my third eye, so it must not be real. I can't you can't see smell. Yeah, these are other higher senses. They're physical. What is defined as physical is defined as a physical. So people get into the L's but nobody talks about the alls, the AL, because don't nobody know the all, or close enough to the all to know that all went into L, and L went into N, and N went into and went into new, and new went into none, and none went into and went into oos. So whatever that means. So yeah, these things are actually really physical. And you need to be able to hold on to these things, because if you don't hold on to them, then, like I said, people are going to just continue floating in with no sense of direction or sense of where they at. So yeah, because I haven't uploaded on YouTube for a minute, so I'm gonna upload this on YouTube. And yeah, so let me hurry up and get this shit done. Just talking and stuff. Yeah, these are very real. Chakras are subsonic variations of the various vital organs which emit energy. This is emanation versus illumination. I have to go into what emanation, illumination is. First, you got to understand what Illuminati is, what illumination is, what is reflection, what is emanation, what is reflection through sound, or evolution through sound, and evolution through mirrors and shit like that. That's like fourth dimension. In order to exit in and out of fourth dimension, they use mirrors. Okay, that's their technology, is the mirror. All right. And this is how you parallel and zigzag through the mid dimensions, because space is neither up nor down, left nor right. It's the void, it's the bottomless pit. It's neither high nor low. It's low and high at the same time, like you're in space. Straight is not straight, down is not down. You could be literally, you could literally be walking the whole entire time straight, and you've been walking in a complete circle like this. You literally been walking in a circle like this, in a loop, and you would know it. You know, because you can only see what's in front of you. You can only see what's behind you. You're not seeing what's on the side of you, or side of you, what's above you, through what's going on. So there are very many ways to reach enlightenment, but we must evolve from self-reflection into self-emanation. This is the thing with the new spirituality and new age agenda, is that they want you to be so self-reflective. This is so you can get stuck. It's a very ancient concept of awareness and reflection. Very ancient concept of keeping something in place and keeping something in a state of constantly looking at itself. Because if you're constantly focused on what's in front of you, then what you're reflecting off of, right? Then you're completely distracted from what's going on completely around you. So essentially, you know, it's the concept of, you take an elephant, you put an elephant in front of a mirror. Over time, it's going to start getting more and more aware of itself, because it had probably never seen itself before. Next thing you know, this is all this fucking this elephant does. It's all the elephant wants to do is sit there and look at itself. And as it goes on, it doesn't disconnect to see that there's a source of everything, or there's a source of something separate from itself that has its own individual self aspect in the total reflection. So this thing ends up finding that, you know, it just ends up looking at itself the whole time, you know, everywhere it goes, it's just looking at that mirror, and it's trapped. And this is part of the reflection of this dimension. I'll break down the dimensions and how to get out of it. It's one part self-reflection, another part emanation, another part illumination of self-reflection, shadow work, dark work. It's all discipline. So self-emanation, from that into emission, then back to source, then total enlightenment. This is Wu Nuwaku. This is Nu Waku. Science of the 144,000 strains of DNA, strains, whatever, 144 is pretty much our number. The ology of soulology. This is the soul science, in the science ethers, and this is the way of the masters, and the master's way to be a master teacher. So knowing your body inside and out, and know your mind inside and out. Okay. And then we're going to talk about the different stages of awakening and processes of enlightenment later. So yeah, go ahead and show y'all this, because I've touched on this stuff before. So I realized I actually had this kind of backwards because it was laying down. So see that? Thalamus, back of the head. You know, educate yourself on yourself, your anatomy. Okay? Educate yourself on yourself. Okay? On what's inside you, so you know what you can access. So here we go. Remember, I talked about the brow, the medulla, the whole little spiel about this eye right here. This is highly important to your awakening. If you don't develop this, then you're going to be stuck and assimilated into a program. You know, and like I said, we have a lot of different forms of soul matrices. We have artificial intelligence soul matrices. We have all these things. So we have a lot of different things that are intruding into our reality. And so you guys go ahead and look at that. That's your brain, man. This is a physical thing. The energy is indeed symbolic of what cannot be seen or what cannot be observed with the naked eye, but you can actually catch the activity in your brain. You know, you can catch this. They have scans and stuff that show your consciousness slipping into the back of your head and all this stuff, going into theta and the different brain waves and stuff like that. So it's like an uncanny resemblance to the center of the brain. And then here goes the so these control your basic senses when you're not awakened, like when you're not super conscious or subconscious or supreme conscious or whatever consciousness you guys wish to obtain. So see that? These are basic senses. Okay, so I showed this before. The visual field, your temporal, okay? You have a sun eye, okay? You have a moon eye, okay? You have light, okay? You have sinister, okay? You have the optical nerves that connect. So essentially when you are using your regular eyes to help your third eye, don't get me by no means, you're collecting energy in here, in your eyes. This is why you sun gaze and it starts to open it up. That's the one key. Sun gazing will open up your third eye. You gaze a little bit at it for seconds at a time, sitting with your back turned and your spine turned to the sun, with the sun hitting you right here and pulsating. That will literally start to open up the energy in the back of your head. To be honest, I'd actually advise opening the back area first in the front area, because the back area is, like I said, your consciousness shifts up here first. In order for you to astral project, your hot consciousness have to either shift right here to go do a different astral projection, or shift up here or shift up here. Anytime it goes back, it's going into your memory banks, into the arc. Yeah, that's called the arc. This is how archons get inside. So yeah, you have your moon eye, your optical nerves. So your optical nerves are constantly absorbing light throughout the day, right? This light is then illuminated inside your mind when you go to sleep, and thus that gives you the energy to produce the thought processes of your dreams, or your visions. Okay, so you have the general geniculated body. I'm not too sure what the hell that says. The lateral. Okay, the cas opticum, the primordial visual cortex. Now peep this though. All right, the primary visual cortex is on the right hemisphere, toward the back, right here, toward the back of your head. So, right and left hemisphere. Logical is verbal, scientific, and language. Intuitive, visual is your right side. Philosophic, religious, and music. So you spend too much time in your right brain, then you're going to be completely, totally, completely spiritual. You spend too much time in your left brain, you're going to be too completely physical, logic, and scientific, and more literal and stuff like that. I actually shift between. I know it seems like I might be a little bit right-brained sometimes, but that's my purpose, to present that I'm fully conscious and aware of everything I do. I'm fully conscious and hyper-conscious of where I do. So if I did something, I know I did it for a reason. So whether it was for me to learn or for a subject to learn or for it's all a learning process. So here you go again. Boom, 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 boom. So this is like our fourth eye video, third, fourth eye, six eyes. See, and then here's the thing. Here's your thyroid gland, right? Your thyroid gland is your throat chakra. These are physical things. These there's no air here. This is true. These things pump blood, and when they pump blood, they vibrate at a very, very subtle level. Here you go. Here's your throat chakra. Okay. The light is absorbed in there, as I could say. And look, you have the top of your head, the thalamus, but this is all kind of wrong. But the thalamus also projects energy at the top of your head as well. So, okay, boom, look. This is your third eye. And this is your third eye on your pineal gland, or your third eye calcified. So this is a third eye in the human brain. All right, so look, boom, we got the 132, 1/8, 1/16, 1/4 of senses. Okay, these are your senses. So imagine that on a higher level. Just recognize your divinity. That's all. Recognize that you are indeed, unique in your own way, and you guys can travel from all over the vast universe, all these different informations and knowledges and stuff. But you guys, like I said, you guys don't know the origin, so you can't get mad at somebody that knows the origins and they come and try to tell you, hey, this is the origin of this, so you can have clarity. Clarity is everything. You can't be claircognizant, you can't be clairvoyant, you can't be clear anything or any clear sense if you're not clear about anything. So you have to be 100% clear about this. So here you go, pineal gland. Your brain lit up. See, allow your third eye to be ignited and opened, and be open to sights, vision, shapes, colors, lights, signs. Feel the energy as it swirls, clears, and opens up your third eye sight. Enjoy the magnificence. This is the unfolding before your eyes. So like I said, the third eye thing is kind of like a natural process. As you obtain certain level of information, you can't obtain certain experiences, then your third eye will usually just open. And this is just the beginning of your perception of what's in front of you. It's not dealing with what's inside of you. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. So, yeah, we've got our sign here open for the class of the day. So, yeah, open your fourth eye. Tap into your memory banks. Okay. Open your fourth eye. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this off. And yeah, peace, love, all-encompassing light, and grand rise, Niwaku, or grand evening, or whatever the fuck it is, wherever you are. I'm also going to post about the concepts of light and stuff like that. Like light is an illusion, emanation, emission, the emanations, and the different stuff like that. That's going to be even awesome because, like I said, all this stuff I've already pretty much put out there. I just typed it out a long time ago, so I'm just going back and rereading and tapping into information I already put out years ago, so that we can get past this and move on to like applied application. Applied application is pretty good because then I could just teach you guys, individual techniques and stuff like that. But I got to get out the out formation, the over